Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we are using Mamoswine in the Master League Premier Cup, and the team which we are using with Mamoswine is Gyarados and Metagross. So we are running pretty standard moves, only that Gyarados is running Dragon Breath. So we run into a Gyarados with Waterfall, and we make a switch to Gyarados of Orono with Dragon Breath. The opponent makes a comeback switch with Dragonite, and we managed to grab a shield with the crunch, and we will not shield this Dragon Claw because right now our intention is to farm down this Dragonite with the Mamoswine. We might have to use one shield, but still we would be having a lot of energy, and Mamoswine with energy is very dangerous because it has hard hitting moves. So we managed to farm down this Dragonite, and on this Gyarados we would either grab a shield or we would be getting we grab a shield here, but we already have another avalanche ready, and right now you'll see how much damage it will do. It does a lot, and now we wanted to farm down this Gyarados. Let's see if we are able to do that or not. This Gyarados lands another crunch, which will change the match. I'll why. And we have an Earthquake ready for this Metagross. I guess we predicted there is a Metagross in the back because these are pretty common. But the Earthquake is not enough to take down this Metagross, and this Metagross will just bullet punches down. So GG's, it was very next match. We are in the Espeon lead, so that's very, very spicy. And this does not look to be confusion, maybe a Zenite, but so we will just avalanche this down. It basically one-shot this Espeon. The opponent comes back with Metagross. We try to bait because the opponent is most likely to shield here, but the opponent doesn't, so that was a very good call from the opponent, but we do manage to get to another avalanche, and basically this will we come in with Gyarados to soak up the damage. The opponent has to go for Meteor Mash because Earthquake would be heavily resisted. We would be eating another Meteor Mash. This time it doesn't shield, and let's see, we go for Aqua Tail because at this range I guess Aqua Tail would be enough to KO, but we grab a shield instead, and this Metagross we would shield that, predicting since the Metagross was not switching out, the opponent might have something weak to Gyarados. So let's see, the opponent has a Snorlax, so not exactly weak. The opponent could have switched in earlier. Let's see how we like to play this out. If this Snorlax has an Earthquake, that would be very dangerous, but the Snorlax is already very low, and the opponent Snorlax throws a charge move. It's Skull Bash, but at this point it's too late, and the opponent just so let's see, we are in another Gyarados match, and it's a Waterfall Gyarados, so we switch into Gyarados of our own. The opponent comes in with Togekiss, and we would just look to trigger as many Aqua Tails as we can, and we will get to another one, so that's definitely chipping away this Togekiss. The Togekiss, as you can see, is already in red now. This Togekiss will farm us down. We get to Aqua Tail, but we could not trigger that. We come back in with Mamoswine to shield once and get some ahead on energy. The opponent ran Togekiss with Dazzling Gleam, so that's definitely a very spicy move. We do grab a shield on the avalanche. We double shield our Mamoswine, and let's see if we get to another avalanche. Yes, we can. So this will either grab a shield or this will put down this Gyarados to very low, and the opponent releases his energy in the form of Aqua Tail, and let's see if we can chip away at this Gyarados. We would KO this Gyarados with our Meteor Mash, and the opponent has a I think it's Steel Claw or Metal Claw Empoleon. This Hydro Cannon doesn't KO, and this Earthquake would one-shot this Empoleon. What do we have next? We are in a Magnezone matchup, so I stay in this and I just try to go for Bulldoze because at the time I didn't know how the matchup exactly went. The opponent will land a Mirror Shot and we try to go for Bulldoze, but the opponent makes a really good switch to catch this Bulldoze onto this Dragonite, and we wasted a lot of energy there. So we would come back in with Gyarados, and let's see if we can chip it away. We have bring Gyarados to low, and now what we try to do is we try to let go of this Gyarados and farm some energy with our Mamoswine. But Mamoswine is also not at a very good health, but still we farm some energy, and now the opponent comes back in with Magnezone. We would be shielding this mirror shot, and let's see if we are able to get to the bulldoze. We get to it, we go for a shield bait, the opponent shields, and we make switch to Metagross. Questionable play, but let's see how it goes. The opponent doesn't shield this Meteor Mash, and I think that's a rough. We heavily misplayed this game. So it's a Mud Slap Rhyperior as well, so that would be doing a lot of damage to the Mamoswine. And yeah, it's a wrap basically from here. We could not do anything. We charge up extra energy for the Magnezone in the back, but the Magnezone already has an extra energy, and GG's. Definitely could have played that earlier match better, and the opponent switched to Dragonite to take on that bulldoze was really good. Coming back to the battle, we are in a Swampert match with Mamoswine. So opponent would shield this Avalanche because Avalanche would do a lot to Swampert, and the opponent throws in the Hydro Cannon, and we are able to launch another Avalanche onto the Swampert, and let's see, it goes unshielded. But we would be going down, and we come in with Gyarados to soak up this Hydro Cannon, and the opponent has another Hydro Cannon. That's really the opponent charged up a lot of energy. The opponent comes in with Dragonite. The opponent makes a switch to Dragonite, and then we come in with Metagross of our own, and we can get ahead on energy. The opponent let go of this Meteor Mash. We shield this one, and it's a Hurricane, so it was a right shield, and it all depends on the Pokemon the opponent has in the back, and the opponent has a Metagross, so our only win condition is to land this Earthquake, and let's see if the opponent let this through. The opponent let this through, and basically that's a wrap. So let's see in the next match. We are in a Metagross matchup, so let's see how we play this out. We go straight for bulldoze, and let's see if the opponent shields or not. The opponent shields, and the opponent can now just farm us down. We could have triggered Avalanche in this case, but I guess we were trying to go for straight bulldoze. We were not paying a lot of attention. The opponent goes for Psychic, and we correctly shield that Psychic earlier, but the opponent will go for another Psychic. That's put us in a bad spot. Let's see, the opponent will let go of this Metagross. This Metagross has already taken us almost 2 Pokemon of us, and we are now paired up against it with this Swampert, and it's basically a rough from here. We cannot do a lot of damage to this Swampert. This will basically wipe off our Metagross, and with Togekiss in the back, we cannot do a lot of damage to that either with our Gyarados. But we still try to go for it. Let's see how it plays out. The opponent would shield this Swampert, so we try to make a swap to our Gyarados, but we cannot, and this will farm us down now, and it's a wrap. GG's. So next we are paired up against Dragonite, so it's a favorable lead. I think in a 2-shield scenario it's favorable for Mamoswine. Let's see, the opponent catches our Avalanche onto this Machamp. Although being resisted, it does a lot. The Machamp will throw a charge move, but we don't shield. It's a Rock Slide, it will do a lot, but since we are ahead on energy, we can let go of this Gyarados safely, and the opponent will shield this Crunch and farm us down. But we can come in with the Mamoswine and try to go for another Avalanche, which is what we are doing. So we shield this charge move. It's just a Dragon Claw. The opponent shields to the Mamoswine of his own, and we get to Avalanche. This will grab the shield out, will do a lot of damage to the Mamoswine, and we can come back in with the Metagross and try to farm this down. and it's an avalanche, so the opponent can go for bulldoze, which will do a lot of damage. So that's why we pull the trigger on the Meteor Mash. And this Dragonite is low on energy, and we can just, even if it's a Hurricane, it will not KO, and we can just the opponent bails at this moment. GG's. So let's see how the next match goes. We are in a Togekiss matchup, and this is the lead which you want to see against your Mamoswine. So we charge to XA energy, but still the opponent manages to catch this avalanche onto this Metagross. So I have been pretty sloppy with the charge moves in these sets. So let's see how we play this out now. The opponent goes for Meteor Mash, and we charge up to extra energy. I think we have 2 crunch at the moment, and let's see if the opponent let go of this. So the opponent let go of the Metagross and comes back in with the Togekiss. We can just throw Aqua Tails now, and the Togekiss is low on if that we can come in with either Mamoswine or Metagross. We shield once and just farm down this Togekiss. So we come back in with Metagross to farm this Togekiss, and the opponent makes a switch to the Garchomp, and generally this favors the Mamoswine, but since we are low on energy, let's see how it goes. We don't shield the Sand Tomb, but still the Mamoswine is low enough, and the opponent would be able to get to another Sand Tomb, and we had to shield because Metagross would not be able to do a lot to that Garchomp, and we are able to KO this Garchomp. Metagross can just bullet punch this Togekiss to take the win. So good game. Let's see how our next match goes. So we are again in a Metagross matchup, and this is the matchup where I think I mess up this particular match. So the opponent goes for the Meteor Mash, and we go for Bulldoze, but I think we should have gone for Avalanche because the opponent was most likely to shield here. And now we go for another Bulldoze, and let's see. The opponent shield this one, so the opponent is both out of shields, and let's see how we like to play this out now. The opponent goes for Meteor Mash, which we don't shield, and we are relying too much on our Metagross because we don't shield this one as well. So this Metagross has basically taken both our mons, and we have over relied on our Metagross. If we had just shield our Gyarados earlier, that would have, we would be in a very positive match. But regardless, let's see how we like to play this out. We don't shield this expecting a body slam, and we would be able to get to another Meteor Mash, not before the opponent lands this body slam, which again we would have to shield. So we are doing some heavy misplays in this particular game. Unless they have a Togekiss in the back, I think we cannot do anything. So the opponent has a Togekiss in the back, so we luckily managed to pull this off somehow, but that was heavily misplayed. So let's see how we would do in the last match. So we are in a Metagross matchup again. So we are getting a lot of Metagross leads, and that's why I wouldn't prefer to go with the Mamoswine lead as of now, because it's totally dependent on how, if you would land the bulldoze on that Metagross or not. So let's see how we go. I would like to go for it. The opponent makes a swap to the Togekiss in front of our Gyarados, which is not favorable. I would not want to be in that matchup. But we try to go for another Aqua Tail, and this Togekiss has basically have not left a lot of scope for us to farm, and the Togekiss gets a boost as well, but it was too late, and we are out of shields. We get to the crunch. This will either KO or will grab a shield, so this brings this Metagross to fairly low. The Metagross is going for Psychic, and we come in with Metagross to farm in energy. Yeah, we do that. The opponent makes a swap to Garchomp, and we try to pull this off, but the Garchomp will do a Sand Tomb, and this will lower our defense, and another Sand Tomb would bring us quite low, so we would have to keep that in mind. Our switch clock is almost up, but this Garchomp manages to land a Sand Tomb, and we try to swap, but Gyarados is low enough, and Metagross is also basically reduced to nothing. So GG's to the opponent. So I think that Mamoswine did pretty well, and if you play your game right, then you can definitely win match with Mamoswine. And if you like the video and if you like the content, just press the like button and subscribe. That would help a lot.